things written down. I want you guys to take stock of what's important within your class. So for example, you are going to, if you're a spellcaster, for example, it'll tell you spellcasting right here. So it should say somewhere here, there, your spellcasting ability. My spellcasting ability as a bard is charisma. So you want your charisma to be high. The higher it is, the better you are at spellcasting. So like that's your main thing. Your main statistic is going to be something like charisma. If you're, say, a monk, your main skill is going to be dexterity. If you're a barbarian, your main skill is going to be strength. So you really want to play towards your strengths, not to, no pun intended. So again, we said 2 13s, 2 14s, a 15, and a 16. So I know, because I'm a half elf, I already get that +2 to charisma. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my 15 there. For constitution, which is how healthy you are, I am going to put the 16 there. And that way they're both going to end up being the same. So my charisma score is a 17 and my constitution is also a 17. So then I'm going to, let's put both of the 14s in wisdom and in dexterity, because as a bard in the middle of the line, I don't really need to be strong and I don't really need to be intelligent. There's a difference between intelligent and wisdom. Intelligence is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad. So the rest of this stuff, honestly, doesn't really matter much except for your background. Your background, it's going to give you something special, each one of them. For example, because it makes sense with what I am, I'm going to pick entertainer. So what that does is it gives you extra proficiencies or like a little something extra. So for another skill proficiency that I can take, I'm going to take, let's say, persuasion. And I get to choose another musical instrument, which is awesome. All of your backgrounds is going to give you something a little interesting. Like for an entertainer, wherever you are, you can always get free lodging or food as long as you perform. You don't need to do suggested characteristics and all of this. All of this is honestly just to help you create a 3-dimensional person. So here, for depending on equipment or gold, I suggest always choosing equipment. I think it's a lot easier than going in-game with whatever gold you have and buying your equipment. It takes too long and it's not necessary. So I'm just going to, for example, click a longsword. Like you get to choose your weapons, what kind of pack you have, and it tells you what's in the packs. So you can see what the difference is between both of the packs. I'm just gonna choose the Diplomat's pack. I'm going to just have a loot on me, and it gives you armor already. So also as an entertainer, I get to have another, like I'm just carrying a bunch of musical instruments, and sometimes they also just give you extra little things that you can have, and it will tell you how much money you're also getting. Just because you choose equipment doesn't mean that you're broke. So the rest of this honestly doesn't matter, and then you can view your character sheet. And there's your level 1 character. So here's the thing. we're all going to be playing as a level 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into manage levels. So you just click on the character's name, you click manage levels, and the easiest way of doing this is going level by level. So here's the thing. Odds are you don't have the hit dice that you need. Like, I don't have a 1d8 with me right now. So, first of all, at first level, you always get the maximum amount of hit points that you can have. So if you have a d12 as your hit die, then you are going to input 12. If you have a d8 as your hit dice, then you're going to input 8. So here's where things get really fun. You're going to level up to level 2. Here are extra little things that you get, and you're going to manage your your HP, sorry. You can honestly just Google, get Google to roll you a d8 or get Google to roll you a d10 if you're a fighter, for example. So I have a d8. That's like your rolled HP, and then it adds things from your statistics. Don't worry about that. So here, let's say I roll a 1d8 and I get a 4. So I'm just going to add 4 to this. So that would make it 12. So at level 2, I would have 18 hit points. But again, we're going to a level 4. Level 3 is where you get to choose extra things most of the time. I'm going to choose a Bard College, just a College of Lore. There are other options, but you usually have to buy them on D&D Beyond. I get to choose things that I'm an expert in, so I get double my proficiency bonus, which I will explain on Sunday. So I'm going to choose Insight and Perception, because again, I think those are some of the most important things. At 3rd level, you usually get to basically, like, it's pretty much like you're specializing within your class. So think of it as like you go to college and you're a psychology major, and then once you reach 3rd level, you get to choose whether you want to specialize in abnormal psychology, child psychology. So really, that's what it is. It's a specialization, and when you specialize, you get to choose certain other things. So I'm going to say, sure, religion, medicine, and medicine and sleight of hand. So then we have to change this. Let's say I rolled a 6 on my d8, because you have to roll every time that you level up to see how much more health you get. Because the stronger you are, the hardier you are, right? So when you level up, you get a little stronger. So I rolled a 6. So I'm going to add 6 to that 12 that I already have. So that would put me at 18, which would make my hit points at level 3, 27. Not too bad. And then we're finally going to level up to level 4, which is when you get to make a really fun choice, whether you want to boost your main statistics or choose a feat. A feat, honestly, it's optional. D&D Beyond only has one option as a grappler, so personally, I would just go with an ASI, with an ability score improvement. I'm going to choose the 2 most important ones for me, Charisma, because that's how I cast spells, and Constitution, because that's how you get stronger. So you'll have noticed that my max hit points went up because I have a stronger Constitution. So I'm gonna manage my HP. And let's say this time I only rolled a 2. So that brings me up to 20 rolled hit points and 36 total. And then you're all Dunzo Alonzo. And this is my total, like my half elf bard at level 4.